Hey students, welcome to Miss SST's Learning Oasis, where it is always a great day to learn and grow your brains. In today's lesson, we will be learning about making inferences while we read. So grab your learning tools, put your listening ears and your paying attention caps on, and get ready to dive right into the lesson. Our standards for this lesson is RL.4.1, referring to details and examples in a text when making inferences. Here we have our objectives that we need to meet by the end of this lesson. We also will look briefly at our essential questions. Here are our key vocabulary, which we looked at earlier in our lesson warm-up. Now let's watch this video. Can you guess what's happening? If you guess that the fireman is putting out the fire, you are correct. But how did you know? You were able to make an inference based on what you saw and what you know. Let's try to make another inference. Imagine that you are outside playing on a bright sunny day when suddenly the sky turns gray with dark clouds and the wind becomes strong, blowing the trees roughly. Based on what you see and what you know about the weather, what guess or inference can you make? If you guessed that there is likely a storm coming, you guessed right. You were able to make that inference based on what you saw combined with your background knowledge of the weather. You can also make inferences when reading, and that is to make an educated guess or logical conclusion based on the text evidence, as well as your background knowledge or what you know. Making inferences while reading helps you to comprehend and become a better reader. So here's a simple formula, students, that you can use to help you make inferences while you read. You can use text clues plus background knowledge to make an inference. Okay, students, so today we're going to be reading a text about a penny thief to help us make inference. Based on what the title says, a penny thief, as well as the picture available, we could make a prediction that this text will be about a thief, someone stealing or something stealing pennies. Started with reading. My family got a parakeet on the very day that we moved into our new apartment. On our first night in the new place, we tried to name our new pet. I wanted to call it Tweety, but no one liked that name. We couldn't find a name that everyone agreed on, so we agreed to think about it for a while. My father always emptied his pocket change into a large glass bowl in the hallway. When we wanted money for this or that, he would count it out for us from the bowl. The very next night, as he tossed his change into the bowl, he mumbled, "Funny. I'm sure there were mostly pennies on top." None of us knew where the pennies had gone. Every day that week, my father complained that someone was taking pennies from his bowl. We all pleaded ignorance. And every day that week, we discussed a new name for the pet. Again, we have another vocabulary term or phrase right here, which we discussed already, means to say that you're not aware of something. At the end of the week, we took everything out of the bird cage to clean it. In every corner of the cage was a pile of pennies. That's when we learned that my mother had let the bird out to fly around every morning. "Penny thief," my father cried, and the pet was named on the spot. Now, students, we would go ahead to scroll down to our graphic organizer. We are going to be working on this section since the inference was already given here, and we'll come back around to this part. So let's start right here. What we know so far, what was given to us, is that some birds are attracted to shiny objects. And this is what we know based on experiences and our background knowledge. So we then would have to go to the text to find evidence that would support that. So based on the fact that this is our second read, we already know that there isn't any evidence in paragraphs 1 through 3 to support that. We would have to go to paragraph 4 to figure out or find our evidence, right? And we could go right here. At the end of the week, we took everything out of the bird cage to clean it. In every corner of the cage was a pile of pennies. That would be one of our evidence, right? Or one of our clues. Then we learned that my mother had let the bird out to fly around every morning. That would also be another clue because there were pennies in the cage, and we learned that mother had let the bird out to fly every morning. So we would go ahead to type in or write in our evidence right here. So based on this, using the formula that we discussed previously, text clues plus background knowledge equals inference. If the text says that there were pennies in the bird cage, Plus, we learned that mother had let the bird out to fly around every morning. And we know that some birds are attracted to shiny objects. The logical or a logical inference that we could make is that the bird had taken some of the pennies when it was let out in the mornings and he took it back to its cage. So that is how we're able to support or make this inference, which is a logical conclusion or logical guess based on text clues and background knowledge. So let's summarize, students. Making inferences when reading will help you to become a better reader, and you can make inferences by using the formula context clues plus background knowledge to make a logical conclusion or inference. Thank you so much for joining me for this lesson today. I hope that you have learned and you will be able to apply this knowledge in your next lesson.